Well, welcome to the United Matters channel, guys. Ruben Amorim went ahead to obviously visit Old Trafford yesterday. When he came in through on Monday, he went ahead to obviously visit. He arrived at what we call the Carrington, and he has been taking part into lots of things. And the next day, I think was Tuesday or Wednesday, went ahead obviously meet what we call the players and Carrington facilities. You saw those photos. I really went ahead obviously upload them on this channel when Ruben Amorim was meeting Kobe Mainu, Lenny Yoro, Mason Mount, who else? Toby Collier and Luke Shaw, because those players are really under rehabilitation and preparation for the return of the league as we take on Ipswich. And the manager is really charged for the Ipswich game. It's like, I just can't wait to obviously be into this press conference room on Friday as I address the media about what I think about the game of press conference and the team news that is really going to be really provided. And guess what? His first presser all interview with the Manchester United TV is really going to be let out 2-3 hours from now, and when it's out, I promise you I'm going to be one of those people to come in here and obviously broadcast it in here, and it might be a live session because it is really one of the huge sessions that most of us are really waiting in for. So smash the like button close to 200 times, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys, because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers. You know, this month should end when we're really having that magic number in there for you. Now, Ruben Amorim was at Old Trafford, you know, yesterday, and he went ahead obviously meet the fans that had gone ahead obviously pay a visit to Old Trafford in there for you. And this is what we obviously had to have into the mix, and this is what he had to say. I'm really proud to be a Manchester United coach. It's amazing to be here. I'm really excited and I'm quite relaxed. I feel I'm where I'm supposed to be. That's the feeling. So that is Ruben Amorim for you, and he's the new head coach for the club of Manchester United. And I've already told you, he's not a manager. Ever since Alex Ferguson left, he's the first person to be brought in, and he has been addressed as a head coach, not a manager. And that is what that is the structure. That is what the structure of Manchester United obviously find very eligible and elite to obviously take this club from the levels that we've been on way back to where we are right about now as a side of Manchester United. So he's like, I'm excited and I'm proud, and looks like he was ready. And what shows you that Ruben Amorim was ready for a big job? Even last summer, he was really very okay to coming in through and obviously manage a team known as Liverpool. But when you look at the amount of money that Sporting Lisbon demanded from Liverpool, they went ahead obviously saying, no way, we're not obviously going in for him, let's go in for Ancelotti. So he was ready to go, but he never had a release clause. And after all that circus, his agency went ahead to note it that he's ready for the big occasion or the grand stage, but we need to obviously include that buyout clause, you know. And the buyout clause was included. Sorry, two buyout clauses were included. One of 10 million euros for clubs like Manchester United, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Man City. The other team was like, is it Barcelona? Yeah, 7 teams could take him for 10 million euros, meaning that only 7 could go in for that amount of money. But the others, teams in Portugal and other teams that could obviously come for him, were supposed to pay 30 million euros for Ruben Amorim. And the United went ahead obviously trigger that clause, and that's why we're here, and he's really ready for the occasion. And I'm like giving you the previous I'm really bringing you that brief because I want to show you that it resonates with him saying officially supposed where am I supposed to be at, because he believes that I'm 39 years of age and I can obviously start exactly almost in the same age bracket where Pep came up and obviously started to do the job of football at the side of Barcelona. Remember in 2008, that's when Pep Guardiola came in through and obviously started to manage Barcelona, and he was around the same age like this man who we are really talking about right about now. That is Ruben Amorim. Then Ruben Amorim, as obviously went ahead obviously enter Old Trafford, or in the dressing room of Old Trafford, where he went ahead obviously meet the fans of Manchester United. He said, the best club in the world. You understand? he said, this is the best club in the world, and I just feel the aura of winning. I just feel the aura of really showing what this club is all about every time I come up and obviously enter into this dressing room. And he's like, I'm possessed with winning, and I believe I'm really going to come up and obviously put in a very big shift all together. So, that is Ruben Amorim for you. He says, this is the best club in the world. But I believe we are the best club in the world when it comes to numbers, right? The number of fans that we have. You understand? But if we are to talk about winning trophies, the last 10, 11 years have been disastrous for the club of Manchester United. And I cannot come out and obviously say that it's really a big club in as far as winning trophies is concerned. We've been winning Carabao Cup, FA Cups, Euros, the UEFA Europa League and Community Shields. But we haven't gone ahead, obviously, bagging a Premier League or a Champions League. And those are trophies that really make you the best club in the world. And I know he's just trying to obviously say that, but deep in his heart, he knows that he really has a very big job to do to obviously take United back to the lost glory. And this is what I really wish him. This is what I really wish him as a manager, because I'm fed up of seeing United players really United managers being fired left, right, and center. Now, there is something that I really want to show you about him and Manchester United, as he really gets all ready for the side of Ipswich. Looks like the man came in through when he's 100% ready, and his charge is on for the game of Ipswich. Now, Ruben Amorim, as he walked into the Old Trafford press conference room, this is what he said. This is funny. I've watched this room so many times. Sunday, next week, Ipswich, we will be ready. Now, Manchester United is one of the clubs that really makes a lot of news, and it really puts people, the players around it, on pressure. And obviously, every manager like Ruben Amorim, who really wants to obviously come and coach the big teams, although he was at Sporting Lisbon, he would spare some time to obviously watch the press conference at Manchester United, held by Erik ten Hag, held by Louis van Gaal, held by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and very many others, because he wants to know how managers really react to questions and how it is like. And when he entered there, it was like, I've watched this room so many times, meaning that he has been a big follower of Manchester United, and it looks like he has it at heart, he loves it, and the connection between Sporting Lisbon and Manchester United has continued to obviously grow huge and large. Why has it continued to grow huge and large? Because Manchester United has obviously found themselves in a position of really putting in a very huge shift, in getting people from Sporting Lisbon. Ronaldo, Nani, Bruno Fernandes, now Ruben Amorim. You get, and even Manuel Ugarte is an ex-Sporting Lisbon player. So I tell you what, it's important to note that Manchester United is having a manager who really loves it, and he's like excited to be here. And I tell you, he might be even a support of Manchester United. And I'm not being 100% right, but when you look at what he did when Omar Berrada told him that it's now or never, he was like, I have to obviously drop this job of Sporting Lisbon and obviously come to Manchester United, because they were like, it's now or never. And he obviously went ahead to give United his big yes. Now, he says he will be ready for Ipswich. And Ipswich is a team you're going to be playing away on Sunday. And I think he was like, on Friday next week, I'm really going to be ready, because he's not going to be addressing the post-match press conference into that Old Trafford press conference room. No, that's not the case. He's really going to be addressing it. He's going to be addressing it at the Ipswich Stadium. You understand? But the press conference is going to be addressing for Manchester United against Ipswich is going to be on Friday or Thursday next week, as we do what we call a pre-match press conference. And I think that's what he really referred to, because he's going to be seated there and facing questions. I think it's really going to be one of the longest pre-match press conferences, because he's this kind of manager who hasn't going to have to face the media like most of the media houses, and they're like, we have to obviously give it a very huge go, and very many journalists are really going to come in and obviously put in a very huge shift. Stories concerning Ruud van Nistelrooy are really going to be asked to the guy and the players of Manchester United, how he plans obviously turn it around, because United has been like that. Very many managers, brilliant and young, have gone ahead to obviously come at Old Trafford like you, and they've gone ahead to fail in the third year. And those are the questions. And what he thinks about Harry Maguire. I know that question is going to come up, because it looks like Harry Maguire is really going to be having... Looks like Harry Maguire really has some people in there that the journalists that really work for him. I know they'll ask about Marcus Rashford, how he plans to integrate him into the team. Then they'll also have to ask about Kobe Mainoo. I know they're going to be asking about very many English players, right? So we wait and see how things are really going to be panning out for the club of Manchester United down at that pre-match press conference of Ipswich. But he's really excited, and he's not going to be alone and feeling lonely as far as the media is going to be concerned. Even the Portuguese media will be with him, because we've been told by O Jogo from Portugal that Portuguese media and multiple newspapers have sent journalists to the Manchester area to follow what is happening with Amorim. Portuguese press know they won't get a chance to speak to him this time. So the Portuguese press can only come in through and obviously talk to him, maybe, because like when he has wanted to do the press conference, and like Erik ten Hag used to obviously call the Dutch people in to say to it that all goes on well, because he was a manager. But when you are a head coach, there are certain things you don't really decide. The board will decide on which interviews the manager makes, the head coaches makes or not. But Erik ten Hag was the one who could obviously even say, let these people come in, let these people don't come in. And I told you there was a collusion, struggle for power, clash for power amongst these two people. So that is Ruben Amorim for you. Portuguese media is at Manchester United waiting to see how things are going to be panning out. But I believe with the likes of Netflix and Amazon Prime are contacting Manchester United to do what we call the behind the scenes of the seasons of Manchester United, I think this is the best way for Ineos. They contacted Ineos to obviously capture a documentary on how Ineos have gone ahead obviously transform the club of Manchester United. And this shows you that even Netflix and Amazon Prime are really very, very sure that this documentary is really going to sell, and Ineos are really going to get United back to the glory days. And I think the deal is on. The deal is on, because if you're Manchester United on Ruben Amorim, this is where you start to capture everything. And even if Ineos is not here, Manchester United will capture everything, and they have them into what we call their archives. And when the right time comes for them to obviously release that to Netflix, and obviously so either Netflix really gets them some money, I think that will be what will be done for the side of Manchester United. So thank you very much for watching through. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below, as we see as we really compare what Ruben Amorim was going to hate to say that he cannot wait. And one thing I want to obviously hint on before we obviously call it quits from this channel, I want to let you know how Ipswich has been playing at their stadium ever since this season went ahead to obviously start. Their first game they played at Ipswich 17th, right? Premier League. All right. Now, they drew with Leicester 1-1. That is one game. They lost to Everton 2-0. Then they drew with Villa 2-2. That is one loss, 2 draws at home. They drew with Fulham 1-1. All right. So that is Ipswich for you. They've gone ahead to play 1, 2, 3, 4 games at home, and they've gone ahead to find themselves in a position of really losing out to teams like Liverpool beat them by 2-0. So they've gone ahead to obviously lose most of the games, and I think the wins they have, I think they've gone ahead obviously get them from away from home. So that is Ipswich for you, and they're not doing well at home, meaning that Ruben Amorim with the new manager bounce. I anticipate him to obviously put in a very huge shift. So I sign out for now. See you later. As I call upon for your reactions on everything we've gone ahead to obviously talk about. You can choose on what to comment on and on what you're not really gonna be commenting on. Rock and David signs out, and it's a 5-finger salute. Bye bye, and we are obviously coming back with his embargoed interview with the Manchester United TV. That is from Ruben Amorim, but he's really charged for Ipswich tie next week. Bye bye for now, and those going to bed, good night. Those heading to work, enjoy your day at work, and we out.